Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Tanza's Charm, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about personal growth and vulnerabilities and how bringing back the journal actually changed my life and how it really helped me with my healing journey. And I hate saying healing journey because I don't know, everybody's always talking about what I just thought that was a bug right there, but it's just my shadow. But anyway, but everybody's always talking about the healing journey and self-love and all of that, but I just want to talk about something real connected with that. And I just want to talk about how journaling and bringing back the diary helped change my life. And the thing is that when I was younger, I used to always keep a diary with me, but a couple of times I got totally intruded on, and crushes that was supposed to stay between me, myself, God, and my diary, it ended up being everybody's news. And that was crazy. It made me mad. It made me upset. Because, my diary is my safe space. Just like my thumbnail of me posing very prettily. Wait, let me not mess up my puff. I literally combed all my hair to the side for this puff. But just like me and my thumbnail, I'm holding my diary, posing with it, because well, first of all, I'm feeling myself, but bringing back the diary to me really helped me emotionally when I felt sad and when I was going through things. And even on good days, I love writing about it and going back and reading my diary, because it's kind of the best way of forming a relationship with yourself. When you write on either a good day, bad day, or depressed day, even if you don't have no energy and you're not feeling great, but if you just write, it really just helps you put things into perspective. But I know that sometimes when you write in your diary, sometimes if you're self-loathing in your diary, then that's a problem. And I used to kind of do that at one point, but when you write in your diary and just let things go, and then throw your burdens to the sky, it makes things much easier. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about my journey when it comes to keeping a diary and the ups and downs and why I brought it back, in my life, and everything that I have to say to you that's watching my YouTube video right now. And if you really enjoy my videos on my YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share my videos, share them in your group chats and with friends. And don't be saying nothing negative about me, because what the freak, I'm a soft-hearted individual. But yeah, and also subscribe to my newsletter as well, because I upload and write consistent original content. And I also talk about affordable makeup that I find on websites, and I talk about fashion, and you'll get exclusive content there. So subscribe to my newsletter and stuff like that. So let's talk about when I was a teenager and my childhood and stuff like that. Now, it seems in most girly cartoons, and especially on cartoon channels back in the day, I'm hearing that Cartoon Network is actually gone, which is so sad. But you would always see diary commercials and the electronic diary. When you go to the dollar store, you would see a Tinkerbell diary, and all types of different diaries and stuff like that that came with erasers and sharpeners and stuff like that. And I always tried to keep one when I was younger, but I got traumatized so bad. I still remember that time when I was way super young, and I remember I liked two boys that was down the street. And it was when I was really young. I was a little girl, not a teenager then, but I remember their name was Marquise and Maurice back in the day. And they were twins. And I remember I was chasing them down the street because like one of them was going to be my boyfriend. Like I was just determined. And like, I remember like I would journal about those things and like and stuff like that, and then I would get traumatized right after because all my secrets is out. Like what the freak? And that was when I was younger. And I definitely laugh about it now. And stuff like that. But situations like that happening to me made me feel embarrassed. It made me feel sad because it's like my privacy is always being violated. And like, siblings, they just think like it's cute and it's funny. And plus, like, you would just see it in like TV shows, especially Disney Channel. Like, it'll always be like an episode, like how somebody caught their diary or reading their diary or something like that. I think even in Total Drama Island, there was like an episode where somebody like took their diary or took somebody's diary and they like read it and stuff like that. So it's like, diary snatching is a sibling thing to do. And that was a problem to me because I was emotional. Like, that made me cry. That made me just like not want to like write anything. Like, I'm over here confessing my dirty fantasies about me and Gaara and Naruto, like, and Sasuke and stuff like that. And then like everybody's reading it out. Like, that is not for y'all to know. Like, I'm over here crushing on Sai, and I'm just keeping my things to myself. And then I'm chasing everybody around the freaking house, trying to get my diary back. That's a problem. So, like, when I was younger, and I know, like, I'm not taking it serious. But when I was younger, it did make me cry. Like, can I just have a moment? Can I just, like, pretend like I am YN in my own, like, orbit? Like, in my whole diary and stuff like that? Like, can I just pretend like I'm the main character in the Wattpad story for once? And I did not like that. And that was, like, that happened a lot, like, when I was younger. Like, a kid to, like, a teenager. Like 12, 11, 12, 11, 10, around that age range. And yeah, it just was like disheartening, people trying to like run around, get my diary and stuff like that. But when I was younger, like, I can't tell you how many diaries I tried to get. And like, I remember at the dollar store, they actually had lockets, like Tinkerbell diaries with lockets in them, or just princess diaries, princess themed diaries and stuff like that. Or like what else, anything, like any type of like girly diary, and it used to come with a locket. And what my brothers used to do, they used to get a whole bobby pin and just like break the lock, and then all of a sudden all my tea is freaking spilt. That is not for nobody to know. That is not for nobody to know. Like, my situation, between me and Gaara, and what I painted between me and Gaara, that is between me, myself, God, and my diary. And when I was journaling, fantasizing, and having ooh moments to myself, journaling, doodling, putting stickers, in every entry, that was for my enjoyment. That was for my entertainment. But with that being happened and chasing people around the house, getting my diary read right in front of my mama, I just stopped writing in my diary. I was like, what's the point? And having a diary kind of just felt like evidence. Like, why are you keeping a diary where you put all your secrets and hardships and all of those things up in there, and then like it gets really emotional and in there, or like you talk about a guy that you like or somebody that you've been creeping on, sneaking on, or anything like that. It's like, why keep a diary when people are bound to sneak and read it, bound to be underneath your bed, and bound to just like chase you around the house. It's like, I would just keep my stuff between me and just my mind, and that was me for a long time until when I was younger. I was actually fluent in Korean, really good. I used to listen to K-pop a lot, like TVXQ, Big Bang, Shiny, New East, Kiss. Like, I loved K-pop and Korean boy bands because, like, my first boy band I fell in love with was the Jonas Brothers, and K-pop was like Pretty Boys on steroids. So, like, I was super obsessed with that when I was younger, and I actually genuinely appreciate the Korean culture of it all and rock music, and even was pretty friendly with the neighborhood Korean people that like ran their store, and it would just be like really funny and just like talk about stuff and like they talked about how they actually like black music and like listen to Barry White, and they were like Ajuma, Ajushi, age. So like they were like the older generation. So like a singer that they liked was Barry White, and it's so crazy how like I was like, oh, Barry White, and I was like, who is he again? But now, at 24, now I'm actually like listening to Barry White, and like there's like a song that I've been listening to like crazy, because I can be such a huge old head. And what's the song called? I've got so much love to give. Yeah, I got so much love to give by Barry White. I just kind of like the vibe, the old head, old school jam of it all. But because of my love for Korean language and like, honestly, cutting it up with Korean people online and just making multiple like pen pals and stuff like that. I basically like learned Korean, and I was pretty fluent back then, and I only brought back the diary because I was like, okay, I can actually write in Korean and practice my Korean and like learn to like think and write in that language. And plus, nobody can't read my tea. Nobody can't spill the beans on my own self, because you're gonna have to learn Hangul. You're gonna have to like learn the conjugations and the grammar of it all. So like I used to do that for a long time, and I used to also draw. But it's also like that diary too used to be like stolen from me, and I used to be like chasing around the house, to try to retrieve it. And although nobody could actually read, the Korean, it's like the pictures gave it away. Damn, to be talented at art, that's just, it's a problem. It's a problem. And I'm just like, can a girl even win? Like, can a woman win? Back then. So even back then, like, I tried to keep a diary, but it just didn't work. It was like, even in Korean, I was still being chased around the house, and that was a problemo. For real. So I basically stopped writing in my diary and keeping a diary for a very, very, very long time. And then moving happened and stuff like that. And with such a big life change happening, it did like, make me feel like I want to write again, but I didn't do it yet until I experienced an unfortunate event. And one time I was on the bus, some guy um didn't understand what no meant, and he actually tried to force himself in my seat, and try to get a number out of me. Like he was trying to force a number out of me, and I was just like, no. Like I had a mask on, my hair was not cocked to the side, but it was like tied up in a bun. I wore an undershirt and a sweater and jeans and some regular Tams, I guess you can say. And I was just trying to go to my seasonal job that I really love so much. And I won't say it because I don't want to like add too many indicators of like where I'm at and where I live and all of that. Because you can be a serial killer. And please don't hurt me. But anyway, um, Okay, I don't know why my camera did that, but and when that happened on the bus, like it was a great trauma for me. And like I ran off the bus, said no multiple times, still was bothered. He tried to rip the mask off me. And the bus driver didn't do anything because a lot of the times bus drivers do not be wanting to help you. Like sometimes you find a nice bus driver that'll actually help you make it to your next destination safely, but people are just like not compassionate nor caring like that. And like, I wasn't lost then, but it was just like, they didn't do anything. I just like ran off the bus. And then I ran the streets and, trying to like cross the street to get to work. And I had tears all over my face. I was crying like crazy because I was like, I feel violated. I feel like violated, you know? And it wasn't right. Like I said no multiple times. And sometimes men act like they don't understand English. They act like they act like they don't know what no mean. And stuff like that. And I ran to the streets and then I went to my place of work at the time. And I just broke down crying. And I cried uncontrollably. I just broke down crying and I cried uncontrollably. And I just could not control it. And I was in the store. It was like everybody heard me. Everybody heard me. I could not control it because I just never went through nothing like that. I had like a decent upbringing in life, and I don't know, just around that time. And if I could just be like vulnerable Candace online, it's just like I just didn't know that people could just kind of be really cruel. And then like um, one of the bosses at my place of work, called me in the back room, asked me what happened. And then, like, all I wanted to do was just get to work that day. And it made me feel so bad about myself. It was like, was it my fault? Was because I didn't cover up enough, even though I was literally covered up to here with a sweater on. And I was like way skinnier. I was a size 4, Um, and they ended up sending me right back home. My aunt, drove me back home. And I was just crying uncontrollably. And when it comes to safety and safety talks, and like with being a black woman and just being a woman period, it just feels like you can't win for losing. You're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Everybody can, like, it's like if you want to do something, there's a story about how somebody did that they went to jail when they were innocent. And it's like you don't know what to do. And like I was not raised to be like violent, you know, at all. Like I was not raised to like use the blicky, as people say. I don't want to like actually say the real word because like I don't want to get demonetized or nothing like that. But that was happening to me. And I remember I was trying to keep going with Instagram, trying to keep going with like social media around that time. And it was a lot emotionally. It was a lot. And that's when like I was off. And then like yeah, that was when like I went off social media for a long time and I just could not do it. Like there's a lot going on in my life, mentally and emotionally, mental health wise. It's not going so great. And I felt so bad about myself. I felt like it was my problem. And the thing is about like the internet, like me personally, I'm the type, like if you actually were friends with me, I'm the type to listen. I'm the type to be empathetic. I'm the type to be kind of like your therapist friend and like be something like of a light in someone's life. That's what I meant to say. But when you just post about your trauma or anything like that on the internet, people are not always sweet like that. It's not giving that all the time. And sometimes you attract like predatory guys. Like I sometimes laugh to myself like how when I was like crashing out on Instagram a long time ago, like, oh my God, I'm codependent. I just took a quiz. I'm codependent. And just like crashing out, and stuff like that. And like I didn't even know this dude, but like randomly, this I was about to say this ninja, like I was about to say the real word, but this random scraggly ninja, he was just like, "Hey girl, what's up?" Like trying to like trying to have a conversation. No, and you look like somebody straight out of Maury Povich. No, and like I remember like in the middle of crashing out, like being a crash out, posting like about everything, showing everything and stuff like that. Um, I dried my eyes up, like I was like, and then I'm like, you know what? I think I got more sense than this. You know what I mean? But like at the time I didn't. But I had to really like, gather myself and stuff like that. And basically when it comes to inner healing and learning to grow past trauma and scary stuff like that, first of all, it takes time. It takes time, and it takes whatever is your spiritual guidance system. I believe in God. It takes a lot of that and this and unpacking and healing and letting go and actually and learning to like pace yourself to not go back to that story again so that you can like you know um stop re-traumatizing yourself about a situation that you were in. It takes time. And you know I started journaling a lot about situations like that and started really like practicing becoming my own best friend. And becoming my own best friend is a big part of why I journal, because like this is my safe haven. I don't have no one to like, you know, snatch it away. And also I keep a physical and digital journal as well, because like sometimes I don't have enough money for another pink journal where I can add like funny cute stickers and meme stickers and stuff like that in there and stuff like that. And I just use like my digital journal on my phone to just like release and surrender and unpack, and just like it's not even always about negative stuff, but just like about funny cute things and guys and people I'm talking to, who's feeling my afro puffs, as I'm freaking speaking. But yeah, I just use my diary for stuff like that. And writing in my diary is a way of processing hard things. And then I really fell in love with diary writing and just like writing about anything, because it's like sometimes when it comes to certain people, things, or situations, it's good to just like write and then let it go. And I always start off in my diary writing down something that I'm really grateful for, and I just go on, and then I like write down like the venting session or my thought log, and then I just like start writing about anything that I feel. Sometimes it's just like one sentence. Sometimes it's just one or two sentences, and then that's it for what I'm writing for the day. And then sometimes it's like I'm outside, I got my sweet tea, I'm sitting on the patio, dog free, cause if y'all haven't watched that story time of like a random person putting dogs on my patio because I basically turned them down, watch that one. And I think I got like chased down by like sex traffickers kind of. Okay, I wasn't chased down, but like it was some weird people that gave sex trafficking energy, like for real, when I was at a bus stop, and I had to really front. I had to front like I've never front before about how like my brother's at the gun range and he's about to shoot everybody like a turkey. Like I had to really front. But anywho, um, back to the subject though. Um, I like to sit outside and sit on my patio, and then sometimes I journal for like hours and just like enjoy music and, just about anything and everything going on in my mind. And like, it doesn't matter like whether you have like mental health problems or not, you should pick up a journal. You should write like 3 or 4 sentences a day, like of something that's going on in your life. And like, maybe add some doodling. Maybe add a little bit of stickers. Like if you're a Sonic the Hedgehog type of person, get some Sonic the Hedgehog stickers and start doodling and writing down things. It can be good memories, bad memories. And also you can like if you want to, if you just want to keep like an aesthetic diary, you can just like make it a point to write down all of the like soft, happy memories that you have instead of like trauma dumping there. Um, or you could just write anything in your diary, or you could just reserve your digital diary for trauma dumps, and then your physical diary for like happy things and things that you're grateful for, and like, you know, guys, talking about guys and journaling about guys and interactions is like my most favorite thing to do in my physical diary, because it's like it's fun to reread and it won't traumatize me. And that's kind of like my strategy when it comes to like journaling and stuff like that, because sometimes I'm like, I just want to keep my cute pink diary cute, you know what I mean? And keep the trauma dumps on my digital one so I can delete it soon, because I just want to get it out and let it go. Or about anything that's kind of like weird and odd that I've gone through. I just want to get it out and let it go and pray it down and just, be in one piece, honestly. Um, and I have a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not gonna actually like show y'all everything, but I have. Like, let me see. What did I actually like write in this thing? Be exclusive with time and energy. Yeah, but I just want to show y'all like the stickers. Y'all see the stickers that I have? Isn't this so cute? Like, I got these stickers from, was it Temu? No, it was AliExpress. Why am I going crazy? And then like basically I was just talking about the type of men to like not you know give my energy to or access to as a woman. So yeah. But I'm not gonna show the whole thing. I just wanna show y'all like the stickers. But y'all not gonna see every freaking thing. It's private. And consider it a luxury because first of all, like this is a whole orbit that you're looking at. Like it's a whole inner world, my whole inner world. But anyway, but yeah, writing my diary helped me overcome a lot of emotional battles that only God and me can handle sometimes. And of course, talking to other people is really good, but it's just good to also journal to yourself because you start to get to know yourself on a deeper level. And then all of a sudden, being alone and learning how to be alone as an adult gets easier too, which I feel like everybody needs to learn how to, or else like you're gonna latch on to like codependent people and like predatory people because like you don't like yourself and you don't like who you are and stuff like that. Like learning to celebrate and like who you are is so like on period, and I hate to say on period. Like I was so in between like whether I wanted to start actually using slang or not, because for a long time I was like I want to sound professional, so I'm gonna not say any type of slang. And then this year I've been kind of like saying certain things and just being like really silly about it. But one slang word that I don't like is that when people call people fine shit, even though I do kind of like it, but it's like, come on. Like, can I be called a lady? Can I be called gorgeous? What? And also, I think I talked about this before, but journaling also helps when it comes to dating as well. Like when I am talking to someone, entertaining someone, or straight up dating someone, um, it's really good to like keep your diary with you so that you can like journal how you felt in your body, how you felt about this guy, you know, and not just be like super delusional, but just like see things for what they are so that you can always, you know, make a choice based off wisdom and being the chooser your own self and not just looking to be chosen and be like every other woman who's like trying to get a man, but like you're not checking in with yourself and like figuring out like, do I want this? Do I not? You know, and that's what journaling helps with me too. And you know, journaling about cute little flirty moments with folks out here in the freaking world. And those things are really fun. And basically journaling is like a really good tool to have, you know, to help you stay in your power, to help you heal, to help you grow, and to be your own best friend. And that's why I'm going to continue journaling. And I hope this video actually inspired you to buy a pink journal off Temu, Amazon, or your local, you know, store or something like that. And I hope that I inspire you to buy your favorite stickers, stamps, and, you know, pencils and stuff. And you start unpacking, because everybody's always talking about self-love and the healing journey. Like, just journal. Like, all of that will come as you just journal and learn to let go and like do other positive things for your mental health, like walk your dog or walk in the park or volunteer at the dog shelter or something like that. I don't know. Or give back in some type of way or talk to a friend. Like when you do all of those things, your mental health is at a really healthy level. And you know, everybody have mental health problems, you know, these days. I'm not judging, but if you do, and whether you do or you don't, get a diary. So I hope this video was helpful to you today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you subscribe, and if you want to start making like over $200 or $300 so that you can afford groceries and you can be able to eat or go out or shop with friends, then check the link in the description below in my YouTube channel. Then press my YouTube description below and press the link that says 5 surveys on superpay.me so that you can start making money and buying groceries, because I have been documenting my whole journey of how I'm making groceries off $25, girl, and $30, girl, yes. And I have actually been like making it stretch, and I just want to like show like some proof photos of like how I've been like buying quite a lot of food with the help of 5 surveys and superpay.me. And I'm loving it. You know, it's really helping me and like my vegan needs and stuff like that. But anyways, I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Bye.